I started with Beat the Streets in 2009, there wasn't anything for girls. It was just girls wrestling on boys' teams, which is what a lot of places have today.
The Olympics had just had its second women's competition. The first was 2004, the second was 2008. And I was really surprised to see in a place like New York City, where Beat the Streets was founded to build up and rebuild the boys wrestling infrastructure and culture, that there were so many girls wrestling. Although it was an Olympic sport, there were only 3 states that recognized girls wrestling and had a high school championship, as well as the fact that there were only a handful of colleges that provided a collegiate experience.
2009, you have a couple of girls tournaments that are put on by really enthusiastic men's coaches, and you have a couple of girls, like one here, one there, on men's teams. And there's nothing connecting them together.
Fast forward to 2023, and just a couple of weeks ago we had 2 more states, the 38th and 39th, announce that they would be hosting a girls' championship in the next season, and we had over 52,000 girls wrestling in this past season. If we go back again to 2010, there were only 6,000 girls wrestling across the country. So there's been a tremendous amount of growth, and I think what we've done in New York City and at Beat the Streets was the innovation of really propelling and starting that narrative and waking up people to the potential of what you could do for girls wrestling.
Although I was succeeding in wrestling, I felt like I was kind of a side act or an afterthought. I was always an exhibition match in a dual meet or the 200th bout at a tournament. With the growth of women's wrestling, thanks to Beat the Streets and the PSAL, it's become a much more accepting place, and it's really a place that I found a family in.
We have over 30 teams wrestling across the city, and that is the first all-girls league in the country. We have dozens and dozens of girls who have not only gone to further their education, but they've gone on to All-American and are continuing even to make their way into the national team ladders.
I think one of the really unique things about girls wrestling in New York City is that they're not girls that wrestle, they're wrestlers. Where in a lot of the rest of the country, where it was more novel 5, 6, 7 years ago, we've been doing this now in New York City for 10 years. So it's been really exciting to see it grow.
Part of this normalization of equal opportunities between women and men is the women not having to feel like this is something different. You have a good wrestler, period, not just a good female wrestler or someone who's good for a girl or a girl who's good enough to beat the boys, but just good wrestlers.
It takes a certain kind of person to be a wrestler. And I see these girls that have joined my team become these wonderful, wonderful people because of the sport of wrestling, because how challenging and how much of a struggle it is. They become better people. I want to be a role model. I want these little girls to see me succeed and think that they can succeed, because they can.